Good morning, everyone. Let us start with day 23 of our regular SAP FICO session. The topic that we'll cover today are basic system navigation, project deliverables, and setting up the organization structure as per the KDS. Let us start with the first topic of today, which is basic system navigation, wherein we will see how to log into the system and how to execute different transactions, what are the different icons that are available within the system, how to check in which version of SAP you are working. Let's log into the system. So for login, you click on the Windows button and search for SAP. How to log in how to install the SAP has already been covered in our earlier session. Today I am showing you right from the login step. So it got opened on my taskbar. So here you can see the SAP login version. This is not the SAP version. The SAP login version is SAP login 770, which is the latest version as of now. And HANA 23 is the version of SAP that we'll be working on. And to log into this particular system, we have to just double click, and then you will be on this particular screen, wherein you have to provide your user ID, your password, and the client. This client would refer development client, the configuration client, and the testing client, or it may refer the quality client, or it may refer the production client. Depending upon the activity that you are performing, you have to provide the client ID over here, and this client ID will be provided by the basis team to you. So providing the client ID, user ID, and password, and after clicking on enter, you'll be into SAP, wherein the first screen that comes is SAP Easy Access, and the another screen when we type SPRO as the transaction code and click on enter, you come into another screen, which is the customizing execute project screen. Let's go back by clicking on this green icon. Yeah, so the green icon is used to go back by one step. The transaction code is used to jump into another screen, and now you have seen there are two major screens, which are SAP Easy Access and SAP customizing screen, which you go by SPRO transaction code. Going back again, let us try to understand what is in the Easy Access menu and what is in the customizing menu. So in the Easy Access, you will be performing all the testing related activities, and the end users will be performing all the operation related activities. So the end users or the testers will not navigate into this customizing screen. They will always be using the SAP Easy Access. But those who are functional consultant and who have the right to do the configuration, they will have access to both Easy Access menu to do the testing after they configure, and this customizing menu to do the configuration of the system as per the business requirement. And now we have understood three things. One is about the section where you enter the T code to navigate into different screen. We have understood about the SAP Easy Access menu. We have also understood about the customizing menu. We also understood about this back button, which lets you go back by one screen. Similarly, you have the other screen. This is exit. Let's click on this exit, and you are one step back. Let me again go into this particular screen and open any one node. Let's say define company, and again I'm clicking on exit. So I'm going one step back, and let us try to understand the function of cancel. Let's say I have made one. I'm trying to create one credit control area, but I don't want to proceed from here. I want to go back by canceling this particular transaction. So I click on cancel, and then the system asks that your changes will be lost, and I click on yes. So I go back one screen. So these are the three icons which you use as we saw in our example. The next icon that we'll repeatedly be using is the new session. The new session works this way. Let's say I want this screen to be open and I want another session to be open. So I click on this, and another session, another easy access menu is open now, keeping the earlier screen as open. So now you can see there are two screens. One is this one and one is the fresh screen for easy access. Let's say I want to open one more screen. I click on the new session once again, and now we can see two easy access menu and one the screen that was already open. So by now we have understood back, exit, cancel, and creating the new session. Next is this particular icon, wherein we have the option to stop the transaction. Let's say I want to stop the transaction. I click here, and nothing happens as of now. But this particular thing works when we have a program already executed and it's loading, but we are not getting the output, and we want to stop that execution in mid. So we go here and we click on stop transaction, so the running transaction gets stopped. So this is all about the different icons. Similarly, we have this particular icon for saving. We when we create anything, so before we exit from that screen, we have to save that configuration or that setting. So we have understood the function of stop transaction, save, back, exit, cancel, and new session. We also understood about the easy access and customizing menus. So this is all about the basic system navigation. Now we will see the next topic for today, which is project deliverables. So let us discuss the project deliverables one by one. I have listed down here 10 project deliverables that you must prepare when you work for any implementation project. And those are as is and to be mapping file, KDS, BBP, BPML, role matrix, configuration document, FSD, test script, test documents, and user manuals. The full form of KDS is key data structures. Full form of BBP is business blueprint. The full form of BPML is business process master list. And the full form of FSD is functional specification document. So let us try to understand the content of all those 10 project deliverables. Within the 10, the first one is as is and to be mapping file. So this particular document contains the list of activities, list of reports that are executed by the users in their current system, current ERP. So there are different things that the users do on a regular basis, like recording JV and booking AP invoice, AR invoice, making payments, receive payment. They may be doing the BRS and creating aging reports, asset reports, financial statements, multiple other reports. So how they do all those activities in their existing ERP is what they explain in the as is or the as is workshops. So as a consultant, we must be in a position to map their existing business processes into SAP. They might be doing all those activities in a different way in their legacy system, and we should guide them how those activities can be performed in SAP. So this particular file is called as is and to be mapping file, wherein we will also try to understand the fit and gap. Fit means their existing business process or the expectation from the SAP system fits into SAP standard solution, and gap means the expectation or the business process or the activities that they do in their current ERP does not match or does not get satisfied with the standard SAP solution, then those are called gaps. So in the as is and to be mapping file, we mention their existing business process and how those business process will be mapped in SAP, and whether those will get mapped by the standard SAP solution or creating a custom development. So this is the content of the as is and to be mapping file. The next project deliverable that is in the list is the KDS, which means key data structure. The key data structure has the naming conventions for different objects that are identified for configuration in SAP. As an example, in our previous session we understood that Ram Chocolate Industries is based out of US and it has two companies, one is in India, another one is in US. Similarly, it has two plants in India and two plants in US. Now in SAP, we have to create the codes for those companies, for those plants. So the KDS holds the detail of the naming convention for the companies, for the plants, for the divisions, for the sales organization, purchase organization, shipping points, and multiple other things that are to be configured. So the KDS means key data structure, which holds the naming convention for different objects that are created in SAP. With this, we have understood two project deliverables, which are the as is and to be mapping file and the KDS. The next that we have in the list is the BBP, which is the business blueprint. The business blueprint has the details of the business requirement at a high level, the details of the organizational structure of the SAP. So BBP is a kind of document which contains the list of user requirements on a high level and how those business requirements will be met, whether by standard SAP configuration or by custom development. So BBP is nothing but the list of business processes. This is also called the scope document, wherein very clearly everything is written, so that at the latter point of time when a dispute occurs, the BBP is the single source of truth to resolve the dispute regarding the scope of the business processes that are to be configured, or regarding the scope of the project. The next in the list is the BPML. BPML means Business Process Master List. Here we provide the list of all the T codes which will be executed by the end users after their system goes live to perform their day-to-day operations, to create the reports, or do any other sort of reconciliation. So the BPML is the list of T codes that the users will execute. The next that we have in our documentation is the rule matrix. As we know that there are, or there would be, multiple users in any organization. All those users are responsible for different things. Some may be responsible for posting the JVs, some for making the payment, some for booking the customer invoice, others for booking the supplier invoices, some for doing the BRS, some for creating the reports, and multiple other activities that are performed in a day-to-day operation. In SAP, we create different roles for performing different activities and assign those roles to the users, so that those users will be able to perform only the activities that are assigned to the roles which is assigned to them. So this is the detail that exists in the role matrix. The role, the role assigned to the employee, and the transaction codes that a particular role will be able to execute. The next in the list is the configuration document. The configuration is done based on the KDS and BBP, and whatever the configuration is done, that has to be documented in a company's standard template. When I say standard template, every consulting partner already have their own standard template for configuration document, which is to be modified based on the configuration that is done for the existing client. The configuration document holds the detail of all the configuration settings that are done within the SAP system. I hope you understood those 6 project deliverables that we have discussed as of now. The next that we have in our list is FSD, which is nothing but functional specification document.